This is Sean Michael Malone. As this primary campaign heads into its final days, I want to thank the thousands of Virgin Islanders who have welcomed me into their homes, their businesses, and met me on the streets with encouragement and support for my candidacy. It has been a good opportunity to meet and greet the residents of our beloved territory and discuss the reasons why I want to become your next congressman. In this campaign, I have discussed having a new conversation with Washington. I have spoken about the need for Virgin Islands veterans being treated fairly and respectfully for their service to our nation. I have spoken about renewing discussions about status and a constitution in conjunction with the centennial of the purchase in 2017. To counter the pain and sorrow so many feel due to guns and drugs sweeping our territory, I also spoke of my need to continue fighting for more border protection and increased federal funding for our police department. I also said I will continue to let the U.S. Postal Service know the quality of service to the Virgin Islands is unacceptable and must be changed. I also mentioned the need for us to have a full review of changes to federal income poverty guidelines to help those who really need help. I have already taken actions to extend Obamacare to the territory to assist more than 50% of our population who are uninsured. Just last week, I met with the Honorable Sylvia Burwell, the newly confirmed Secretary of the United States Department of Health and Human Services, who has pledged to assist the Virgin Islands in this regard. During this campaign, I have spoken about these and other important federal issues affecting the average person in this territory. In seeking your vote in the primary, I have avoided resorting to false and low-root statements being used by desperate candidates. I believe strongly that public servants have a responsibility to speak the truth to those they hope to serve. When I began this campaign in February, I quoted President Theodore Roosevelt's famous statement about the man in the arena. And as I close this primary campaign, this statement still holds true. He said, and I quote, "It is not the critic who counts, nor the man who points how the strong man stumbled, nor where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly. There is no effort without error. Who knows the great enthusiasms, the devotions, and spends himself in a worthy cause. Who, at best, knows the triumph of achievement, and who, at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly." End of quote. I have begun to lay the foundation in Washington. I have demonstrated the commitment to do the work, but there is much more work to be done. Allow me to continue as your congressman. In this spirit, and with God's help, I humbly ask you, my fellow Democrats, for your vote in the upcoming primary. I have found no cause more worthy than improving life for the people of the Virgin Islands, and I am most honored to remain at your service. I believe in these Virgin Islands and its future. This has been Sean Michael Malone. God bless the Virgin Islands and the United States of America.
Paid for by Malone for Congress. Sean Michael Malone, number 2 on your ballot.